Hello everyone. I thought I'd do this video and um, the title of the video is why I don't review manga. And some of my favorite channels on YouTube are the manga review channels. Well, one in particular that I actually watch. But it's just like video games. I enjoy watching other people review video games, but I would never play one. Uh, I even study how to make video games, but I don't play them except to test them, because I just don't get any enjoyment out of it. But back to manga, uh, you know, I do watch manga. I mean, I do watch anime, and I'm reading Neon Genesis Evangelion right now. Every once in a while, I have one of the chapters of that. But mainly I'm watching anime, three shows, 3 episodes a week. Um, and but truth be told, I only watch it out of obligation. I only watch it out of uh, out of routine or out of you know like 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 I said, obligation. I really don't enjoy anime, and or I really don't enjoy anime or manga. And I was thinking about why that is. And if you look at, you know, it, you, the problem is if you analyze anime and manga, you know, virtually every story is an allegory about Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And let me explain, like, you know, uh, if you listen to if you watch I watch Attack on Titan, and basically it, Attack on Titan, it might as well be titled Pearl Harbor, because basically it's a story about these relatively you know if you've never seen it, this is a spoiler, but it's a story about these relatively little Japanese samurai, or these relatively little Japanese-speaking samurai, um, who are fighting uh, these who are fighting these you know big dumb monsters who eat human beings whole, and who don't who consume human beings whole, even though they don't need to consume things to survive, and who run around naked all day, and who uh, breed incessantly, basically. And no matter how many of them you kill, there's always more of them, because they breed like like rabbits. Uh, and that's basically the story. And they pull off these devastating attacks, and they reduce the human population to almost nothing. And they're all hiding out in this walled off compound, and that's like that's like Hiroshima and Nagasaki. These these big dumb Americans with who who are just oversized savages who pull off these devastating attacks and kill off large portions of the Japanese population. It's like, when I first saw that, it was like, I started to make the connection. Basically, every anime or manga I've ever read, it's about these, Japanese speaking samurai, or a lot of times it'll be samurai with guns, or samurai with cybernetic organs, or something like that. But these Japanese speaking samurai who are fighting these big dumb monsters who have devastated humankind. You know who who apparently don't die. A lot of times there'll be big giant robots who have this hive mind groupthink type of thing. And if you look at another manga, which was one that I slightly enjoyed, which was Knights of Sidonia. I just started watching. I just watched the first episode of season 2, and this is totally spoilerific. But they stole the same storyline from Attack on Titan, and the humans, the Japanese speaking human population, they all they're under attack by these uh, tiny samurai. So it's a variation on Attack on Titan. In Knights of Sidonia, you have these tiny samurai that come out and attack the big dumb humans. Basically, and as usual with plots like this, the humans are completely oblivious. You know, but that's a variation on the Hiroshima Nagasaki theme. You know, uh, uh, these these tiny, highly skilled Japanese swordsmen taking on these big, dumb, relatively big, dumber animals, and that goes back to the earlier you know what the movies that got me into Japanimation. You know, I shouldn't call it Japanimation because that's considered a racist term. Anime, the movies that got me into anime, and the earliest one that I remember watching all the way through, which was MD Geist, which is still my favorite anime. And one that a lot of people don't know about, which is Kashan, and even things like Ronin Warriors, you know, which was I saw it on American TV. It was dubbed in English, and you know, it's like it's like it's like if you look at ND guys, is he's this well basically, you know, don't mean to spoil this for you too, but with MD guys, the the humans have unleashed this race of highly intelligent, you know, what's it, sentient robots who can, you know, outthink humans, reproduce, and they they try to kill all humans on Earth, basically. And you know, you have this soldier, this uh, experimental soldier who it's hard to tell going through the series whose side he's on, you know, because at the end of the first movie, you know, he stops a guy from releasing the deadly machines. He kills the guy right before he releases the deadly machines. But then he hits the button himself after the guy dies. So he hits the button himself to release the deadly machines, which wipes out humanity almost to the brink of extinction. And yeah, that's sort of you know uh, you know Japanese speaking humans fighting the the evil robots that are trying to wipe them out completely. Yeah, that's another allegory for Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Yeah, I mean this applies to anime that and manga that came out before World War II. It's always that same theme, you know. I've never I don't really watch shojo or romance manga or anime, so I can't attest to that being having the same, you know, Hiroshima Nagasaki thing. But yeah, that's the reason why I don't really enjoy it. It's like there's very little diversity in 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 the theme, and you know the third anime that I watch once a week, which is Psychopaths. You know, the first episode had a lot of promise, but it sort of it it you know another thing that really ties it all together with the whole World War II type mentality is this whole thing of uh, the Makishima personality. If you've ever seen Psychopaths, where you know this guy is basically a serial killer, but the way they write the story, they're trying to make you feel like he's the hero. And that's sort of like if you know the story of Nanking or Japanese conquest throughout Asia, and of course Pearl Harbor, you know the kamikaze pilots and things of that nature. You see the sort of the anti-hero, you know, um, sort of theme that really is ever present in anime, um, it, especially in stories like I said, MD Geist, uh, Ninja Scroll, you know, which came later, but it really fit that theme. It's one of my favorites. I'm a very nostalgic person, so when I think of stuff that I used to do as a kid, it really resonates with me. When I try to do it again, I don't enjoy it as much, but that I always have that memory of how fun it was when I was younger. You know, but that's it. That's why I don't review uh, anime or manga. I was thinking that would be something that people on YouTube would enjoy to see. Somebody else reviewing every week, and these manga reviewers treat it like a full time job, and you know, but it's just too. They switch up they switch up the aesthetic, the setting and the character names, character designs to make it seem like it's different, but it's really the same sort of Hiroshima Nagasaki story told over and over again, and it just gets old. Yeah. Well, let me know what you let me know your thoughts. If you think I'm wrong, that there's that there's that, that it's not all about Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You know, it, it seems kind of out of left field that I would say that, but that's just what I observe um, from you know my experience reading history, and you know let me know what you think, and have a nice day. Bye.